Welcome back, everybody, to more Pokemon Leaf Green. We're continuing our way through the mysterious Victory Road and dealing with Onyxes and trying to get out of this cave in one piece. But can we do it? I'm not so sure. If you get stuck, try moving around boulders. And Rosette just continues to work with strength puzzles. Strength Pot made it possible to move it. Sometimes I have to remember that this isn't Gen 1 and you don't have to always reactivate strength. Wanna throw me a line here? I'm drowning.
I'm waiting for the nature documentary to continue. Just like for a second there, you were sitting there going, "Welcome back, everyone, and now we will see the miracle of life." And isn't it just miraculous? Oh, good God, it's actually kind of gross.
Here we witness an Onyx in its natural habitat. And Noir lacks you strength.
And you literally covered up the Pokeball.
And I found TMO2, Dragon Claw.
I hope it was worth not getting that Pokeball.
Well, you can always go back and get it again.
But that would be the coward's way out. Except the puzzle is literally built that you have to do that. So, I guess you're kind of screwed either way. I think I'm going to talk like this the rest of this part. Because it's actually becoming very addictive to do so. I'm not even kidding. Now I need to go and make like a thing where I do a nature documentary. And now, welcome to the wonderful world of Pokemon.
Reminds me of those
good thing
early
you weren't
commercials
gonna
for
try and go
Pikmin.
for a Nigel Thornberry.
Go full Tim Curry? Oh man, I wish I could. I wish I could pull off a yes, but I can't do like I can't do the full Tim Curry impression. That's the problem. Like I can do the yes, darling, but at that point, like being able to talk like him on a regular basis, it's not as easy as he makes it out to be. By the way, since we brought up Tim Curry, thoughts and prayers go to Tim Curry. I actually heard he contracted pneumonia or something like that recently. Oh. And so Tim Curry's getting up there in years. I'm literally gonna be sad when he goes. I am. He's such a good guy. Such a great villain.
Is he sick? Or
yeah, he's got like pneumonia, but he's like up there in years.
Well, yeah.
I think he's like in his 60s or 70s now. He's officially retired from acting, so... Aw. That would just be really sad. I would not... I like Tim Curry enough that I never want to see him leave this earth. It's kind of like with you guys and, crap, what's it? Snape.
Oh,
Alan Rickman, where you guys have such a love for him that... You didn't want to see him go. That's Tim Curry for me. Like I can't begin to tell you guys the amount of villains in my childhood he's played.
I like Tim Curry too.
Well, can you imagine if Christopher Lloyd?
Christopher Lloyd.
Why'd you have to bring that up?
Hey,
I just barely finished King's Quest. You really want to open that wound again?
He's 72. Tim Curry.
Tim Curry, yeah. Why do you want to open that wound again, Andrea?
well, I'm sorry.
Because by this point, people will be able to see our wrap-up of King's Quest Episode 5.
And
the game that literally brought me to tears. It just hit all of the right buttons, and no, I'm not kidding, Alex. Don't give me that look. I'm not kidding. I was in tears.
It's okay.
At the end of that. Because it was not only the passing of a beloved character, but Christopher Lloyd's performance is just so hard to listen. It's so powerful, and that's gonna be another one I'm gonna hate to see go.
Christopher Lloyd, he is 80.
Yeah, he's 80 years old.
Wow.
He's up there in years. There are actually like very few actors I would ever like to meet in real life anymore, and Christopher Lloyd is one of them. I would love to meet him just to kind of pick his brain. on like all of the decisions that were made throughout his career. But that's not why you guys are here. You guys are here to talk about Pokemon. And in the meantime, I guess I'll go ahead and do some more Tim Curry. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm saying no. You don't remember this from Home Alone 2?
No.
Where he's like the hotel, like he's the hotel curator or the lead guy.
Yeah, I remember.
And all of a sudden when
Is
he's
he
like,
the
what are you saying? No, I'm saying yeah.
Is he the concierge?
yeah.
The concierge, yeah.
Concierge.
He's the concierge for it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I was. You was here, and you was smooching with my brother.
Yes. So that's like the closest to my Nigel Thornberry I can do. Welcome everyone. I'm Nigel Thornberry.
And you like to give that guy on
I do.
a Tomb Raider the Nigel Thornberry look.
And now I realize that I have insulted Nigel Thornberry because Nigel Thornberry was occasionally useful.
More than occasionally, he was.
More useful than the Tomb Raider guy. That guy was an idiot. Seriously, go watch our playthrough of that, Alex. The guy was a wastrel.
Okay.
A wastrel with a doctorate.
Damn all these random Pokemon.
He's like, I have a doctorate in philosophy and ancient civilizations and Harlequin romance.
Harlequin romance.
But he might as well have, because he was just that useful. It's the way that game rolled. He was supposed to be the intellectual to bounce off Laura, except he was incredibly annoying.
I heard rumors of a child prodigy.
It's anime. They're always child prodigies. They're not rumors. They're fact. Let's be honest with each other for a second here. They are fact. Every anime series has a child prodigy.
Not every anime series. Come on.
Okay, every anime series I've ever seen has a child prodigy.
Like what?
Dude, even Yu Yu Hakusho has Rinko. A child prodigy who's actually really good at fighting. By the way, so speaking of anime,
Yeah.
we need to get serious here for a second. As Alex, I have a request of you.
Okay.
You know, every year I occasionally will give you a series to review.
Yeah.
And out of the goodness of your heart, you review it on your YouTube channel. I would like to do that again this year, except not with Gundam.
Okay.
How would you feel about reviewing Witch Hunter Robin?
Sure.
Because as people know on the channel, on this channel, not his, it's there too, but I'm saying here because we actually covered the X-Files game here first.
Yes.
Dibs. You are a lover of the X-Files.
Yes.
And to be honest, I think we've talked about this from time to time, but like, you know, we just found out like you watched maybe what was it, like half of an episode?
No, it was a full episode.
You've watched an episode of the series, but you've never finished it.
Yeah.
And considering how much of a fan of the X-Files you are, I find that to be kind of a travesty.
Yeah.
I think you would like this anime that he's recommended.
She's watched it.
I've seen maybe
You know,
a little bit.
I liked the first episode when I saw it way back in the day. Just, you know, it was like that case where it's like, yeah, that was good, but then you never get to see it again because
Adult Swim was dicks.
yeah.
Occasionally
Between
with their anime.
Adult Swim, I might have actually, I can't remember if I saw it on Adult Swim or if it was like on demand or something. It's just
It was on Adult Swim.
Yeah, I just can't remember where exactly I saw it, but I remember seeing the first episode and really liking it, but never got to see any more of it.
Well, then you don't need to worry about it because I literally have, because of you,
Yes.
and because of the because of our wonderful listeners out there, I have been able to re-secure Witch Hunter Robin on DVD. Thank you also to Funimation for rescuing a series that I have a lot of love and affection for. And so basically what I'm saying, Alex, is I have that now, and you're leaving here with it.
All right, cool.
To review, and I expect it to be like a 12 days of anime. Well, actually, it probably better not be, because that's not very Christmas themed.
Well, not that in my 12 days is Christmas themed.
So it's up to you if you want to do it 12 days, but we need to make sure that you walk away with Witch Hunter Robin, as I would really like to hear what you have to say about it. People will know this just because I already am going to have a vlog on it, but I have a lot of love and affection for the series, as it's the only anime series my dad would sit down and watch with me.
No.
And he became a fan. You never knew this, Alex, but my dad hated anime.
Right. You told me that
Hated
before.
it. He thought it was lazy. And Witch Hunter Robin, because of his love for the X-Files, made him interested enough to a point where he actually helped me get a bootleg version of Witch Hunter Robin.
Right.
We didn't realize it was bootleg at that time, okay? We didn't realize. But what was really sad was earlier this year, those DVDs stopped working in my players.
Oh, yeah.
And that's like one of those few things that I want to hold on to because it reminds me of good times with my dad. And so I'm so thankful, and I even said it on Twitter, I'm thankful that Funimation rescued Witch Hunter Robin, so that at that point I can share it with my family and be able to share it with you and be able to share it with everybody else. And in fact, look forward to, if this comes out before then, there's going to be a vlog coming out very soon basically saying why I love Witch Hunter Robin. Does the plot make sense? Kind of, but not really. Does that matter? No. Because it literally, I'm not saying it's an action fest that will keep you on the edge of your seat all the time.
Cosmic power.
But it's got enough allure from all of the twists and turns and the knots that it tries to tell in the story that it keeps you engaged. And not just because of the fact that witches exist and all of that. Yeah. There's enough conspiracy going on in Witch Hunter Robin. It's like Death Note fans, if you haven't watched Witch Hunter Robin, you are doing yourself a major disservice because you would love that too. But you guys can honestly hear this on the ShadowBlazer's channel as he reviews Witch Hunter Robin. I look forward to this review, Alex.
Okay.
Don't screw it up.
I'll try not to.
And maybe Drak should be doing it.
No.
Because he'd be so biased about it.
I am horribly biased. That's why I'm doing a vlog on it. Is because then I can be biased about it and say because I because of the connection with my dad, I don't know if I could actually rate this bad now. I remember as a kid and watching it with my dad, I wasn't a big fan of the series, and part of my love for it is because of my dad.
Oh, that's very nice.
But the bottom line is that, yeah, I just barely watched it because, as people have been following, I am now on the Funimation app instead of Crunchyroll and Verve because F those two.
Right.
They literally don't work, and I got sick and tired of paying monthly for something that doesn't work.
Well, didn't you like Verve or before?
I did like Verve earlier this year, and then it broke.
Oh yeah, that's
and I couldn't get it fixed. And every indication that I had on the website said that they weren't fixing it. So at that point, I'm like, well, I'm not willing to pay you monthly for a service that doesn't work for me. So I'm on Funimation, and they just barely put Robin up on the streaming service just before they released the physical version. And I just barely watched it again, and that plot is a lot better than I even gave it credit for. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
And for no other reason, you need to hear Johnny Young Bosch as yet another anime character. Yeah, she didn't recognize his voice.
Hey.
I had to point it out to him. Or I had to point it out to her.
You know, we just finished up Rondo of Blood. Mm-hmm. And I was gonna say, but I didn't get the chance, but I couldn't help but feel like that was the Belmont character. What's his name? Richter?
Richter, yeah.
Richter. He sounded a lot like Johnny Bosch to me. I don't think
yes, and it wasn't him.
I didn't think so.
Believe it or not.
Because it would be way too early for Johnny Bosch.
It really would have been. I think by the time that was coming out, he still would have been on the set of Power Rangers. So that wouldn't have worked out. But yeah, the guy sounds really close to him, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sounds a lot like him.
Yeah, the same thing happened. So he plays like a subordinate detective on Witch Hunter Robin. And I heard the voice, and immediately it was like, don't you recognize that voice, Andrea? Don't you recognize that voice? She's like, I don't know, let me hear it again. She had to hear it 3 times before I said, yeah, it's the Black Power Ranger. It's Johnny Young Bosch. It's like, really?
Yeah. Fuck you, Chansey. Sorry,
Such rage against Chansey.
what
Did cool trainer Alexa ever do to you?
This particular round, nothing, but I've had times before playing this game where I get trapped with that Chansey, because the Chansey will sometimes spam minimize, and then you can't hit it worth shit.
Except this time that didn't happen.
Yes, thankfully that's why I saved the game, just in case I got like trapped in one of those loops or something. Thankfully it didn't happen. So
it would have been hilarious if you saved it and that actually continued the loop. So it's like, oh, congratulations. You have to go play this game again.
You broke the game.
I think at that point, Alex would have just been like, fuck it. I'm not playing this again. Drak wins the race. Because I didn't officially finish the Elite Four. That probably wouldn't have happened, but I just don't see Alex being patient enough to go through the entire game all over again.
At worst, I probably could have just had it knock out the rest of my team and just send me back.
And white out it, yeah. Because it's not blacked out, it's white out.
Yeah, it depends on the generation. Sometimes it's blackout, sometimes it's whiteout.
It would actually be funny if on black and white it was like, if you had black, it was blackout, and then if you had white, it was whiteout.
Lapras!
Yes, a Lapras that is that is dancing somehow. We're not sure how Lapras is dancing. We're not even sure how Lapras is surviving on dry land. But we'll just go ahead and run with it, kind of thing. And then, so the other thing, we've got a bit of other business to brush under the rug now that we've taken care of Witch Hunter Robin, which you guys can look forward to very soon on ShadowBlazer's channel. I look forward to it to see what he thinks of it. But the other thing is, we need to clarify something from way back in previous Pokemon parts. Oh. So somebody apparently got the impression that we are not doing any future generations because we don't have to. This is the weird part, and so I'm going to let Alex laugh at this. We are not doing any future generations because we don't need emulators anymore. Wait for it. Let me say it again. We are not doing any further gens of Pokemon because we don't need emulators anymore.
We've said it before. We have the ability.
I just love how that was said. Because we don't need emulators, we see no need to go into the other gens. So there you go, everybody.
But this is where Moltres would be in Gen 1, 2, yep. Gens 1, and just Gen 1, because Gen 2
So green, red, blue, and yellow.
Yes. But now Moltres is in the Sevi Islands in this one.
So let's clarify this really quick.
Gen 1 and Gen 4.
As people might have realized, earlier this year we did a Let's Play for Metroid Samus Returns, which was on 3DS.
Yes.
And we even put guys, go watch part 1. We put a lot of hard work into that to showcase to you guys as a little Christmas present to you guys too. We can now play 3DS and DS games. But because of emulators, we're not playing for the gens. I'm sorry, I laugh at that.
Of course we are. We're going to play them.
We are, but there's going to be a little bit of a change to them. Whereas with the gens, we usually kind of take them on together. Mm-hmm. We also kind of realized we started to hit a problem. Alex doesn't really have too many other RPGs that he loves that he wants to be able to play. So at that point, since he is the Pokemon expert, and well, I constantly frustrate both Andrea and Alex due to my playing style of Pokemon. Sorry. It's probably just better to have him continue on in the gens, and then I take on other RPGs as we go along. So from here on, we're not taking on Pokemon. That's not what's happening. What's happening is that in future entries, the way we're looking at it is, for example, Gen 4 will be taken on by Alex.
Right.
And then at that point, if we want to do the Gen 2 remake, Heart Gold and Soul Silver, Alex will just take it on. Instead of what we've been doing on the channel, which is, like right now, he's taking care of Leaf Green and I'm taking care of Emerald. Okay? Instead, he'll just take them on separately. And since he's the expert, he can run through them in nothing. So, does that make more sense to people?
Yeah, hope
Not
so.
unless if you want me to take a gen.
I kind of like doing them individually now, especially since the RPGs are technically what a lot of people like about the channel. For some reason, the Wednesday videos, they're the ones that bring people in. So that's why I'm kind of tempted to just give it to Alex, since he is the diehard Pokemon fan.
Right.
And that way he can showcase his skills.
Yeah, I like that. We should do that.
So that's the plan from here on in. Yeah, I don't know where you got the idea. Because we don't need emulators anymore. We don't need emulators anymore.
We don't need to go through the whole.
I love the whole idea of, oh wow, great, Alex, we don't need emulators anymore. Well, I guess that means we're no longer covering Pokemon.
And we are, because we have a way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, by the time we actually get to Gen 7, Gen 9 will probably be out. So I'm okay with that. Things can get better. However,
I'll see you later.
Indeed. However, if we actually do cover it, I kind of want to reserve the right to cover Let's Go.
Right.
Because I do like the idea of that. So if we actually do cover Let's Go, and I'm not saying we will, I don't know if we will, I kind of want to do that, if that's okay.
Sure.
Because I'm interested in that, because I want a Pokemon RPG on consoles, damn it. And Switch counts!